What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I know I missed last week's video. I do apologize for that. But I hope you guys are having a wonderful week, a wonderful, safe, and blessed week. And like I always say before we get into this video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Follow me on Instagram, turn on post notifications, and go back and watch my last video if not done so before watching this one. All right, let's go. So in a previous video, I have talked about knowing your limits, and I want to kind of expand on that a little bit. So knowing your limits is good, but knowing your limits and knowing your triggers is also very, very helpful. Triggers come in all sorts of forms. Here's an example. So as some of you may know, I got into a car accident back in March, and I had something trigger a panic attack while I was driving. And I'm going to be very honest, driving has not been all that great or fun for me recently. But knowing, well, this trigger happened to be light, happened to be another car. And it would have been very helpful for me in this situation if I was able to, pull off to the side of the road and deal with what was going on. But I did end up getting home safely, which is good, which is what we want. But realizing the different things that are around me that triggered that panic attack is very helpful, and is very helpful for me driving in the future, knowing, okay, so you can't go down this road, make sure this is going on, make sure you have this, that, third, blah, blah, blah. Let who you need to know what's going on, where you're at, communicate, do whatever you need to do to make sure that you're safe. And like I said, knowing these triggers is very helpful. And now I know that, okay, you see you don't like driving so much, or I do like driving, let me just say this, but because of the accident, things aren't always that good for me. So I know I can't go down that road anymore, or I need to leave at this time to make sure that whatever happened during that event doesn't happen again, because what triggered the panic attack was a car and the car lights. So I'm like, okay, I can't. Obviously, there are certain things that are going to be out of my control or your control, but whatever you can acknowledge and attempt to control to avoid anything, avoid a panic attack, avoid argument, avoid a fight, anything that is not good and healthy for you, those triggers are a mental note. And it's like, okay, good. I know I can't do this. Let me try and do this differently, or let me avoid this, or avoid this person, or avoid whatever I need to avoid to prevent a trigger happening, and then it tumbles into something else. And I will just say that was not fun. That situation was not fun at all. But knowing your triggers is very helpful, and it goes hand in hand with knowing your limits. So let's say there's a certain word or a certain phrase that triggers this emotion, and you know that when you get to this point in like an argument or something, and they say that one word, that's a trigger and that's a limit, that, okay, I can't go past this. I gotta dial down and hopefully not get into this weird or horrible situation that will trigger this emotion or get me beyond my limit, because that is not what you want. You want to be able to, how do I say this, stay within your comfort, not your comfort zone, but like the safety zone is what I should say. Stay within your safety zone. It's like, okay, I cannot go beyond this safety zone. I can't go beyond this limit, because I know me, I know what's going to happen next. And just to protect myself and protect the other person or whoever's around me, let me acknowledge the trigger, acknowledge that this situation is trying to push me past my limit, and just remove yourself from it. It's not always easy, trust me. Things can be out of your control, like the cars or sometimes the people that you're around. It's out of your control. But once you acknowledge that, okay, I shouldn't be here in this situation, or I'm around people I shouldn't be around, then that is your cue to just excuse yourself and try and stay within your safety zone, because that is where you want to and need to be. Always acknowledge your triggers and acknowledge the limits that you're in. The limits that you have put in place to say, okay, this is where I don't need to be, so let me just dial it back a little bit. Learning and understanding that is very, very helpful. Trust me, it is very helpful. And from that experience that I had, I think it was last month, I know what I need to do. I talk to whoever I need to talk to, let them know that, hey, this happened, and now I don't do this anymore or do that anymore. It can be tough at first, but letting other people know what's going on is also very helpful, because they can work with you to work through whatever is going on and help you manage whatever you need to manage. Trust me, it is very, very important to know your triggers, know what sets you off, know what can get you into trouble, know what can harm you. Once you know that, everything should be smooth sailings. Trust me. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video and listened to the advice that I give you. Life is rough, but if there's a way to ease the ride, I guess you can call it, this should be it. But as always, I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Peace out.